Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to VUX World, the Flash Briefing, where this week we're asking, what are you using to measure the success of your voice-first applications and skills? Now, not what are you using as in what tools are you using, but what metrics are you using? What kind of things are you using to understand whether or not your skill or action is successful? We're asking that because this week on the podcast we're chatting to Artie Merritt, who is the CEO of Dashbot.io. That's a conversational analytics platform, and we got really into detail about conversational analytics and how you can determine the success of your voice first application or conversational agent. So we're kind of throwing that question out to you to figure out what you're using to determine the success of your skills and your actions. So do let us know, get involved. Hit us up on facebook.com/VUXworld, Twitter @VUXworld, or VUX.world/flash. Upload your responses and we'll play them on the Flash Briefing this week. I thought I'd get us started by just raising the awareness of the importance of having some metrics in your mind and set up in the first place. Not having an understanding of how you can determine the success of your voice first application is essentially just leaving you in the dark from the very beginning. Now, I know there's a lot of hobbyists that are involved in this space, and there's a lot of brands potentially who are just experimenting, and people are just learning the technology and trying to get to grips with things, which is fine, and I would encourage you to do that. But there's very little point in publishing something unless you can determine for yourself whether or not it's been a success, and it is successful. So it's really, really crucial that you have these metrics in mind at the very beginning. What is your thing there to do? What are you trying to achieve? What purpose is it serving? What user need is it trying to meet? And obviously, depending on the skill or action that you're creating, you might have different metrics that you would set. So, for example, if you're creating a game, you might have your user ratings, for example, could be an indicator as to whether or not it's a worthwhile experience. You might have session time. Time spent engaging might be an important metric, because if someone's engaging for longer, surely they're enjoying themselves. You might have repeat usage as a metric. So if people are coming back to play your game again, then you know that it's valuable, essentially. If your aim is to monetize something, if it's a skill that's based on a transaction, then the obvious thing would be how much stuff are you selling. Now, I know we're relatively early in that space, and I don't know whether there's any skills or actions out there that are specifically there to trade, but that's just an example of the kind of metrics that you might have if you were there aiming to do that. As I say, a lot of people are experimenting, and if you are experimenting, then there's still metrics that you can use to determine the success of your experiment. So if you're catering for some specific use cases, then you could be measuring the number of users who are using your skill versus the number of utterances that match your use case. So if you, for example, are allowing people to check the arrival time of a parcel, let's just use that example. And so let's say you have 500 people using your skill, and you can measure how many people are, you can get the utterances in terms of what people are asking for from, Google will give you the transcript. Alexa have now released the API where you can use that to extract utterances from Alexa. So let's say you've got 500 people using your skill, but only 30 people have uttered something that matches your use case. You can then say, okay, well, although we're experimenting at trying to allow people to check the delivery times of their parcel, there's something else going on here, because not many people are using it for that, which will then send you down some different routes of research to do. Other things you could do is, before you even go live, before you even publish something, is you should really be putting it in front of some people, because the feedback from people, genuine feedback from potential users, is also a critical success factor as well. You want people to be able to use it and get on with it and not have any problems, and to understand what it's capable of and what it's not. So even before launching, some of your measurements and metrics may be the number of users that you can test with that don't have any problems, for example. So there's a whole host of stuff that you can use, but the importance is to have metrics in the first place. It's like going live with a website without any goals or any aims or any objectives behind it. Very hard to justify a website that doesn't know whether or not it's doing its job or not. Same with apps and all that kind of stuff. So the importance of setting metrics in the first place can't be emphasized enough, and there's a whole host of tools out there that you can use to do that. So that's my thoughts. We'll throw this open to you, the community, over the next few days. We'll run a poll on Twitter, and we'll be active on LinkedIn and stuff like that. So do get involved and let us know the kind of metrics you're using to determine the success of your conversational agent or voice experience. Hit us up on Twitter at VUXWorld. You can hit us up on Facebook. Facebook.com/VUXWorld, Instagram at VUXWorld. It's pretty much VUXWorld absolutely all over. Or you can join me on LinkedIn actually, Kane Simms, KaneSimms on LinkedIn. There'll be a discussion going on over there as well. Do let us know, do get involved, and if you do want to get involved, you can head to VUX.world/flash, and you can upload your audio and video there, and I'll play that on the flash briefing as well during the week. So, thank you all for listening, and until tomorrow, see you later.